brought to you by Matheson Mini Helmets. Matheson Mini Helmets. Free helmet mock-ups. No minimum requirements. They have stripes, pride stickers, numbers, and chrome decals available. Customized memorabilia for you and your community. Reach them by phone at 816-642-8817 or on Twitter at MMHelmets. Mathewson Mini Helmets. For all things mini helmet.
Hey, welcome into week 11, Friday night scoreboard. Another weekend of great games all over the area, man. Had upsets everywhere. I think we've had upsets every week this year, man. It's been a crazy year, fun year. That's what makes it exciting about going out to these games, man, is you never know what's going to happen.
You never know.
Never know until they kick it off.
You don't know which set of kids is motivated and which set isn't.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and run through the scores, man, for all those people driving home tonight. Heard County 28, Temple 14, Armurchie 0, Trine 41 last night. Pepperell goes up to Magic Morgan and gets the win 20-7. Chattooga, our big upset team of the night, 33-12 over Coosa. Mount Zion beats Christian Heritage 33-10. Rockmart in a battle up in Fannin County 21-7. Model 56-13 over Gordon Central. Haralson County 45-7 over Murray County. Adairsville, man, with another close one, 14-7 at Bremen. Ringgold 49-7 over LFO. Coahulla Creek keeps rolling, 28-3 over Lafayette. Gordon Lee 49, Ridgeland 13. Pickens Dragons clinch a playoff spot with a 48-28 win. Dawson County wins that region with a 38-10 win over Lumpkin. Cedartown 48, Southeast Whitfield 14. Heritage 35, Sonoraville 34 in a barn burner. Central clinches a playoff spot with a 35-17 win over Northwest Whitfield. Calhoun 30, Cass 16. Cartersville 49-14 over Dalton. Hiram 52-41 over Woodland. Villa Rica loses to Jackson 34-23. Langston Hughes 68, South Paulding 14. Paulding County clinches a playoff spot with a 14-7 win over Alexander. Still looking for East Paulding score. Rome keeps rolling, 30-0 over Creekview. Carrollton finishes the season 10-0 with a 52-7 win over Campbell. And North Paulding, 26-10 over Hillgrove, clinches a playoff spot. Whew. Man, that's a lot of games. Man.
Some big ones tonight, and there'll be some more big ones next week.
Yeah, let's get. Tia says, "What a freaking night!" Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Tia, how about that Chattooga Indian upset you called, man? You were the only person that called the upset of the week. And the Mount Zion over Christian Heritage was a surprise for all of us. That sets up a true region championship next Friday night. Mount Zion and Bowden. Don't know off the top of my head where that game is. I'm sure Tia can tell us. For some reason, I'm thinking it's at Bowden, but J-Dog says, how about them Pepperell Dragons? Pepperell Dragons clinched a playoff spot tonight. We know the 4 teams in 7A that are going to the playoffs. We know we just don't know the order yet of the top 2. We'll find that out next Friday night at Darlington. Darlington's hosting Tryon for the championship. Pepperell will be your 3. And Dade County will be making the trip to Northeast Georgia. I assume Raven beat Commerce tonight. It was close.
It was a barn burner. That's what I was about to tell you, that I'm not sure if you want to catch that Commerce team right now. They're playing pretty well. How is that region checking out over there? Rayburn 1.
Yeah, the 1 is going to be Rabun. That'll be Dade County going to Rabun. Elbert County is your 2. So Pepperell will be going to Elbert. 3 is Commerce. So Commerce will be coming to whoever loses the Darlington Tryon game.
Oof.
And then Athens Christian, I think, is the 4 team over there. Yeah, so whether Commerce gets Darlington or Tryon that first week, man, it's going to be a heck of a game.
Absolutely. Commerce falls to Rayburn tonight, 27-22.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming.
A 10-0 Rayburn team that's averaging about 50 the game.
Tia says it's at Bowden. So Mount Zion is going to Bowden next Friday night for the region championship. Great night of high school football, man. Cedartown is rolling. 7-4A champions. Go Dogs. I was at the first three quarters tonight of Heritage in Sonoraville, and I was thinking to myself, if Cedartown put the hammer on this Heritage team and they're doing something, because Heritage was probably the biggest, most physical defense I've seen this year. Number 7, Trevillain.
Yep.
Might be the best linebacker I've seen in person.
He's a Team Verge pick in the preseason.
I saw him a couple of years ago when he was a sophomore, and he was a tall, skinny kid, but he's filled out his frame, and he's got to be at least 6'2", 6'3". And, like I said, I don't have any connections at Heritage, man, but if anybody would like to tell me how many tackles that kid had tonight, I'd be willing to know, because he had 5 in the first quarter alone. Coosa turns it over 3 times, man, and Chattooga picks up a huge win to avoid a sweep in the region. That's the game you're at tonight, man. Our upset game of the week, 16-point underdog Chattooga Indians.
Yeah, a couple of the one of the interceptions was during, I guess I wouldn't call it garbage time. They were trying to throw the ball down the field and kind of threw it up. Chattooga played better tonight. They blocked better on the line of scrimmage, and they ran the ball well tonight. They had their sophomore running back kind of had his quote-unquote coming out party. He got more carries tonight, and he played good. Gross was under center, and he threw the ball a few times. I think Coosa, your big man number 5, he had an interception and ran it back a good bit with his either an elbow guard or some kind of cast on his arm. I didn't know if he was going to play or not, but he's got some kind of ailment. But big time player there, and
Harrison East,
yeah, big time player,
sophomore.
It was a good game for Chattooga. A lot of positive momentum. Defense played well all game. Chattooga had probably 60 yards in penalties on the one drive that Coosa did score a touchdown on, and then they gave them. Coosa made a good play on special teams to down the ball on the punt on the 1-yard line. Then the defense made a play and got a safety. So that was 9 of Coosa's, 12 points there. Otherwise, I think, Chattooga had a chance to actually put it away late, and kind of they just salted the game away in the fourth quarter on the ground, and it was good to see that. Positive.
Yeah, that's good going into 23, man, because they have a lot of young kids, right, coming back next year.
Oh, yeah. I looked at one point, when we intercepted the pass, it was a sophomore, and both of the corners were also sophomores, and the safety was a freshman. So, you got everything in the backfield, and in the secondary was underclassmen. So you got a lot of underclassmen playing.
Yeah, I guess the other big upset of the night, man, Heard County going up to Temple, getting a win 28-14. That sets up a region championship next Friday night versus Lamar County. Lamar County, top 10 team. It's going to be tough, but Heard has a chance, and they at least get a home playoff game first round.
Yeah, it seems like the home playoff game is prevalent these days because there's just so many good teams. And, we talked about one region, I can't remember which one it is, that we match up against. When I say we, I mean the Northwest Georgia teams. They have 3 top 5 teams in that one region. So, even if you're the number 2 seed and you're hosting, you're playing a top 5 team.
That is 6 AAA. 6 AAA. Yeah, and actually there are 3 of the top 4 teams now. So
there you go.
Tia Beasley, good luck, and tell Jordan to keep it going.
This was for you here, boss man.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. What happens if Central wins next week against Heritage and there's a 3-way tie for second? What's the tiebreaker for that region? I don't know. I have to look at that and see. From my calculations, I figured that Central would be out no matter what, unless Northwest, I don't even know, beat Cedartown. I have to figure it out. But from what I've been told, whoever lost tonight between Central and Northwest was out. Adairsville is legit. Yeah, Adairsville was legit, man. But they've had a couple close calls the past 2 weeks. 14-7 tonight at Bremen. They had to hang on last week in the fourth quarter against Gordon Lee. Big game coming up next Friday night with Coahulla, man. That's going to be an exciting one. I think the places in 6 AAA have already been decided. Adairsville, you're 1, Ringgold 2, Coahulla Creek 3, Bremen 4. So they're just playing to get ready for that first round against Cedar Grove and Carver Atlanta and Sandy Creek.
Hey, that's why they play the game. You never know.
Rockmart, dang good football team, man. Very proud of the Fannin County Rebels. Heck of a job by our players and coaches. Absolutely. That had to be one of the best coaching jobs of the night, man. Holding Rockmart to 21 points. I texted Tim earlier this week and asked him what they pipe into that visitors room at Fannin County, man, because that is the hardest place to play. They have absolutely the best home field advantage.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely been a crazy season. Crazy season, a lot of fun, seeing as many upsets as we've seen. Absolutely, man. This has been the year of the upsets. I mean, Model pulled off that big upset over Trine, which is our biggest upset we had in 4 years. And a couple of weeks later, Hiram does it to Calhoun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, speaking of 7-2A, with Fannin losing tonight against Rockmart, that sets up a playoff game next Friday night in Blue Ridge. Haralson County versus Fannin for the last playoff spot. From what I've been told, if Fannin wins that game and Rockmart beats North Murray, the order will be Rockmart, Model, Fannin, North Murray. And, of course, if Haralson County wins next Friday night, it'll be Rockmart, North Murray, Model, Haralson County.
I can't remember what I picked early in the season. Do you?
As far as the preseason, I think we all had Haralson County in, but I don't remember what order we had them in.
I don't remember.
I think Model was the one team that we didn't have in there, though. I think we all had Fannin, North Murray, Rockmart, and Haralson County. I don't think anybody picked Model, man. So great job, Blue Devils this year. Yeah, it says Model can't do any worse than the 3 seed. Yeah, and they'll only get the 3 seed if Haralson County beats Fannin County next Friday night in Blue Ridge, which, I mean, it's going to be a tough task. But, I mean, Haralson County's there. They have a chance to make the playoffs. That's all that counts this time of year. Shout out to the Pickens Dragon, our buddy RJ. I know he's excited. Clinched at least a 4 spot. They'll probably have to travel to Oconee County or Stevens County. I think they were playing tonight. Hey, playoffs are playoffs, though, you know? You never know what will happen on a Friday night.
Absolutely.
So
I was trying to go back on our shows to see if I see anything, but I don't see anything. So, Rockmart, like you said, big time to keep Rockmart at 21. I'm not sure if anybody's even been close to that all year long.
Chad wants to know if Region 8 has been excited. Tonight was Union County and Athens Academy. Depending on the outcome of that game, I think it's decided. You have that one pulled up over there?
I can. Said Union County.
Oh, this is 8-2, yeah. I think Fellowship Christian for sure is your 1, and then whoever won, Union County, Athens Academy is your 2. Union 3.
Union they were defeated by Athens Academy 38-7.
38-7. So if Model finishes 2, they'll host Union County. And if they get the 3rd spot, they'll be going to Athens Academy.
Yep. Fellowship is still holding down the top spot right now, correct?
Yep. And I think they've already beaten Athens Academy and Union County, maybe.
I'll pull it. I'm looking at their schedule now. Let's see here. They have a 28-6 win over Athens Academy, and they will play Union County next week.
Union County next week. So the odds are that they'll be the 1 seed.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, and I think East Jackson? That's the 4?
The 4 would be, yes, East Jackson.
Yeah, so you have East Jackson. So East Jackson will get the pleasure of coming to Rockmart.
Yes.
And Union County to Model. And then North Murray. And then Fannin will travel to Athens Academy and North Murray to Fellowship. More than likely, unless Harrelson pulls the upset next Friday night.
Are we going to possibly, like next Sunday or something, we might can do a playoff show?
Yeah.
Playoff special?
Yep.
I think that'd be a good idea, and then that would get everybody prepared. But maybe not next Sunday, but the Sunday after that, and that'd get everybody prepared for the matchups and let everybody know who's playing who. Actually, next Sunday we would know.
Yeah, a week from Sunday.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, so Rome clinched the 1 spot. They're going to be the number 1 seed in their region. 30-0 win tonight over Creekview. I mean, they've rolled to that region. I think they might have given up 14 points total.
It's been not very much at all. I know that. Good old commercial.
Yeah, if things hold true, Carrollton will play the loser of next week's Lowndes Camden County game, 1st round. Yeah, I was looking at that last night, Jake. 1-7A is crazy, man. You've got Valdosta, Colquitt County, Lowndes, and Camden as your 4 playoff teams. Big boy football in 7A. And I know North Paulden, they clinched the playoff spot tonight. They'll be the 3 seed, and they'll travel to whoever won the Parkview Brookwood game tonight. And shout out to Coach Brown and Paulding County Patriots down there in 6A. Clinched only their 2nd playoff spot in the last 14 years tonight with a win over Alexander. They'll get the pleasure of coming to Barron Stadium week 1.
Parkview fell to Brookwood 41-33.
Yeah, so it looks like North Paulden will be going to Brookwood first week of the playoffs. If everything holds.
Is currently a 5-4 team right now. So I mean, I'm not sure who their losses were to, but one loss was to Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas. The other loss was to Collins Hill and to Walton. So battle tested. Wow, Bishop Gorman is that not a perennial top 10 national power right there?
Yep, team in the country, man. Just national powerhouse. Speaking of powerhouses,
What a schedule. You got Bishop Gorman, Collins Hill, Walton, Norcross, Grayson. Good grief, Parkview.
They're ready, man.
Strength of schedule right there. I mean, Max Preps ought to be blowing up with strength of schedule on that one.
Speaking of strength of schedules and powerhouses, man, how about that Langston Hughes team tonight? Number 1 team in 6A. Everybody thinks they're the team that's going to give Rome the challenge for the 6A championship. 68-14 over a very good South Paulding team. And South Paulding's probably going to end up being the 2 seed, possibly the 3 seed in that region. They play Douglas County next week for a home playoff spot. But I don't know if everybody saw Twitter this week. Langston Hughes picked up a 4-star wide receiver 10 weeks into the season.
It was a bona fide move.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Just a little
foreshadowing.
The guy says, how about them Dragons, man? Every one of y'all picked Dade. Yes, we did. How about them Dragons?
Tell me about that game. I heard early in that game that maybe Cooper went out with an injury. I'm sure that definitely hindered Dade County's game. But did you hear that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Hopefully he's all right. I mean, I don't want him. Hopefully
Yes.
he can come back and play in the playoffs because that's a team that's dangerous as a 4 seed for sure. Um, just for fun, Langston Hughes would currently be a 15-point favorite over Rome if they played today.
I can see it, man. With that 68-14 win over South Paulding, man, that's tough. I guess the way it works out right now, the way it seems like it's going to work out in 7-4A is you have the Cedartown Bulldogs number 1, Heritage will be your 2, Sonoraville 3, and Northwest Whitfield your 4. And just looking at the bracket last night, I think that region has the best chance of sweeping in the first round. I know the 4 seed has to go to North Oconee, who's ranked number 2, but I mean that's your best chance.
Just for fun as well, I did a little mock up here. Cedartown would be favored by 1 point over Perry at this point. 1 point favorite.
Yeah, I wonder if they play each other before the championship, or is that your championship?
Let me pull it up.
I remember listening to that Perry Cedartown game last year, coming back from the game I was at. Man, it was a heck of a game.
Do you know what division or what region Perry's in?
I do not.
I can find out.
Yeah, he said a big hit from Eric Jensen. That's what happened to Mr. Cooper up there.
So hopefully he'll be able to come back.
Yeah. If anybody was at the Heritage Sonoraville game tonight, I'm curious to know what happened, man. I had to dip out. Heritage was up 35-21. I saw the final was 35-34. I'm curious if it was a missed extra point, if Sonoraville went for 2 at the end.
I don't know where this is coming from. There we go. Sorry. Too many screens up.
I can tell you, though, Heritage and Sonoraville are both going to be tough outs in the first round.
Yes. Region 2 4A is where Perry is located. Now I'll pull up the bracket here. Region 2, I'm guessing the number 1 seed. And Cedartown is Region 7 or 6?
I see 7. Region 7.
Region 7, number 1. They would play in the semifinals. So they would not make it to a championship game. It would be a semifinal game where they would meet up with Perry if they both made it to that far.
That coin toss would be huge, huh?
Big time.
Ms. Harper here says a missed extra point for the Phoenix is what the difference was in that game, you know?
Has Sonoraville not lost like 35-34 once already this year? Or somebody did. I know somebody did. I don't know if it was Sonoraville or not, but I agree with you. That's not they're not going to be easy outs in the playoffs.
Yeah, I guess the 7-5-8 order was set tonight. Calhoun won the region with a win over Cass. You've got Cartersville 2, Dalton 3, Cass 4.
And yes, there was a 35-34. Sonoraville beat Central 35-34 in double overtime. I knew I'd seen the 35-34 from Sonoraville. So you said Cartersville. You said Calhoun won the region.
Yeah, Calhoun, Cartersville, Dalton, Cass is your 4.
And their prospective matchup is these brackets back up.
Oh wow, man! So they missed it with about a minute to go. So Norville got the onside kick and took possession again, but penalties pushed them back. Heck of an ending up there at Heritage.
Region 8. I don't know who's in that region.
Loganville, I was one of the teams. I think Cass will go to Jefferson, Dalton to Loganville, Clark Central to Cartersville, which will be an interesting game. And I don't know who the 4 is right off the top of my head. Maybe Winder Barrow or
I'm
Madison.
looking now.
I got too much stuff in my head, man. I can't remember all that
I
stuff.
see Jefferson, Loganville, Clark Central, and East Side, or
East Side.
Wanda Barrow. They're close, but I think East Side.
I think they were actually playing tonight, maybe.
Well, let's see here. East Side is in Covington, Georgia. I've actually been there a few times. East Side beat Wanda Barrow 30-14. So East Side will currently be the 4 seed.
Yeah, so you have East Side coming to Calhoun, Clark Central, Cartersville. That's an old state championship sounding game right there. Dalton to Loganville, and Cass gets to go to Jefferson. Play Sammy Brown.
Sammy Brown.
Cass is going to be a tough out, man. You can't take Cass lightly. They didn't score till the third quarter. It was the only score. We got to respect the Pepperell Dragons defense, man. They were flying around making plays all night.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when Pepperell come to Chattooga, it felt like Chattooga hung around in that game, and I guess we were just undervaluing how good Pepperell was, because a 21-7 win at that point. I mean, it didn't look good, but I noticed that they didn't score late. So
yeah, I kind of told you this week when we were texting back and forth, man. You know, I told you I thought Chattooga was going to win, but I didn't take a chance on them. But I mean, from that second quarter, I saw them out here, man. They look great. You know, I mean, they had 200 something yards of offense in that one quarter out here.
Yeah,
I mean, I figured they could put that together for 4 quarters. They could beat anybody, but I don't know. RJ, how about them Pickens Dragons?
What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
Not much. 3 in a row for them Dragons down in Pickens County, getting to the playoffs with this last win.
Yep, clinch that spot, man. It doesn't matter what they do next week, or it doesn't matter what White County and Gilmer does. They're in, and the Gilmer Bobcats are out.
And where are they headed? Have we looked at that yet?
It depends on next week. So if they win next week against Wesleyan, then they're the 3 seed. If they lose, then they're the 4 seed, obviously. So I think maybe one of the places is Oconee County.
Yeah, it's going to be the winner of the Stevens County Oconee game. Whoever wins Stevens Oconee will be the
Stevens winner. Stevens won. I think I saw Stevens won 28-27 last second.
It was a really good game, yeah.
Yeah, so as a 4 seed, you'll get to go to Stevens County. As a 3 seed, Oconee County.
Yeah, so either way, we're going pretty far. But yeah, it was a crazy game, crazy second half. White County got up 14-0 pretty quick, but Pickens was able to tie it up, and then from there, pretty much run the game for the most part. After being down 14-0, outscore White County 48-14 the rest of the game. So it was pretty great to see. Had a big night offensively. Sam Stryker with 3 touchdown passes, 2 to Isaiah Williams, 1 to Marcus Pike that covered 95 yards to the house. Miguel Salto, I really thought had a breakout game tonight. I think he finished maybe close to, if not over 100 yards and a pair of touchdowns. So it was a big night for the Dragons. Get back into the playoffs and hopefully finish the regular season off with a big win over a first-time opponent at Wesleyan next week.
Yeah, we got to give a big shout-out to Coach Myers, man, that staff, because, you know, I know we all thought they were done when they got beat by Fannin like they did. I mean, we kind of, you know, but, yeah.
Yeah,
playoff team.
Ton of credit to coaching staff and the kids, especially after those first 2 region games against Dawson and Lumpkin. They could have just hung their heads and said, "Oh well, season's over," and they haven't done that, and they've rattled off 3 straight and find themselves in the playoffs. And you know what? You might be a heavy underdog in the playoffs going no matter where you go, but you're giving yourself a chance. So
that's all that
you
matters.
can ask for.
Yeah. I mean, you can't pull the upset if you're the 5 seed. So you never know.
And that's what I was wondering too, because I was looking at the standings and I updated the standings on my Twitter account, and right now it's 3-way tie for second, pretty much. Second, obviously, Lumpkin's going to finish in second, but right now it's 3-2 for Lumpkin, Pickens, and Wesleyan. And Gilmer right now is sitting at 2-3. Gilmer plays White County next week. If Gilmer wins next week and Pickens beats Wesleyan, does Gilmer jump Wesleyan because they beat them head to head?
Will they all be 3? You'll be 4-2, right? So Pickens will be 4-2.
Yeah,
or 3-3. No, Pickens will be 4-2. Wesleyan 3-3, and Gilmer 3-3.
yeah,
Gilmer will jump them. Yeah. Gilmer would be the 4 if they beat White County.
Yeah, which that might be a tough task for them, but who knows?
Playoff football, though, man. That's all that matters. You get to make that trip to Toccoa or Watkinsville.
Yeah, get to go to either place. If we end up going to Stevens County, then get to match up with old friend West Tankersley. So that would be interesting. But I would like, if nothing else, I would like to get the 3 seed. Just to say Pickens was the 3 seed.
And see Mr. Tankersley some other time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be hopefully, good Lord willing, I'll be at Darlington next week for that Trine-Darlington game. I think that's going to be a heck of a battle.
Yeah, that's gonna be a great game.
Darlington, they do they broadcast their games on YouTube?
They do.
Might have to check that one out.
Actually, the people who do their broadcasting, they do basketball as well. And I talked to those guys last year during a model basketball game, and they do a great job. They have excellent camera work. They have a big unit, man. It's super nice, and those guys do a great job. I think Matt is on the call. Matt and some other guy, one guy from Darlington, they do a great job calling too. But yeah, they have good camera work and replays and all that. So,
well, I'll tell you what, if I might have to listen to if Paul's doing the game, might have to listen to him.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. I'm sorry. I'll give them
a shout out. We got it.
I'm sure they'll be doing their game.
WZQZ.
You'll get the dreaded Floyd County 500, like I call it. The time you're in Floyd County, you got to pay their fees to broadcast your game. But man, they had people coming out of the woodworks against Coosa willing to pay. They were willing to pay the whole 500 themselves. So I don't understand that. But I guess it's to try to get people at the game. And I seen tonight that there was. When the visiting team doesn't have very many and they got the same as the home team, that's not good.
Yeah. We had a good home crowd tonight. It was they announced Mr. and Miss PHS tonight, so that was a good deal for them. And White County brought an all right crowd. I'm wondering what the crowd for Wesleyan's going to be like next week. They haven't come all the way up from Gwinnett on a Friday, but I think they'll probably travel well. If they got to go all the way up to Ellijay earlier in the year, they'll be fine coming to Jasper.
It's always tough for those private schools too, though, because you don't know how many of those kids are from the area and how many people they have like from out of state and stuff. They bring small crowds for the most part. Yeah. Mr. Charles, man, how about them Heard County Braves?
Oh, I'm trying to talk to y'all. I don't have much of a voice after
that.
Oh,
boy. Did a lot of hollering tonight, huh?
Yes, sir. It was It was a fun night. It was a good game. Both sides. Herd jumped out to the early lead, but Temple stayed in it, and then Herd was able to punch it away late. Cam Bond, I mean, we all know the kid. He Cam Bond did Cam Bond things, running and passing, but we did pick him off at least twice, I think 3 times. Roro Edmondson picked him off twice within about 2 minutes in the fourth quarter, and kind of put the game away there. LJ Green caught 2 spectacular touchdown passes. One looked like a sure interception, and LJ just took it away from the kid. And Darion Person, running back, punched 2 touchdowns. But CJ Gray from Temple, he was phenomenal on both sides, defense and running the ball. He definitely kept Temple in the game. But then something happened at the end. I don't know what happened after the handshakes, and Herd was down in the end zone meeting, and I'm packing up. Lawrence has seen all the gear I take to a game, and I'm packing.
It's fun.
And all of a sudden I look up, and Temple players are running down the field at the Herd County crowd, and melee started. It just got ugly.
Oh,
I don't know what started, but I don't know why the kids felt they needed to be down in the Herd County end zone. It just not what I expected in Georgia. Just bad end to a really good game.
Speaking of a really good game, and y'all got the big win this week. You got a huge game for the region, right? Next week against Lamar County.
Yeah, and that's going to be tough. I've watched them play once in person against Temple, but surprisingly, I think the final score tonight, Lamar played Crawford County, and Lamar won, but it was like 34-14. And Crawford, I mean, isn't that good, but I mean, they're not a horrible team, but they're not good.
So what you're saying is you got a chance. You got a fighting chance next week for sure.
We have to play perfect, mistake free. That linebacker running back down there he's no joke. He's the real deal.
He's gonna be playing in Athens next year, man. Bulldog.
Yeah.
And they're getting a good one.
He said he was the real deal. We knew he was going to.
You guys travel to Lamar, or you get them at home?
We're at home. It'll be our final home game. Well, actually, now we get another home game, first round of playoffs. Even though Cal Preps didn't like to pick that, or Max Preps, and
I'll tell you what, that a first round game in that region is important, man, because y'all are going to have to travel a long way.
Yeah, it looked like we were going to have to go to Screbbin.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely saves me some gas money.
Yeah, and I think the difference between Screbbin County and Bryan County is huge. You guys get to host Bryan in the first round, and they're probably a 3-7 team compared to an 8-2, 7-3 team in Screven County. So you might get a couple of games out of that postseason.
Yep, Bryan County's sitting at 5-4, and Scraven County is 8-0 right now.
Yes,
they must play Metter next week for the region championship.
Yeah, and Screven, they've been like holding teams average under 4 points a game.
They're 8-0, and they've gave up 32 total.
Wow.
That's
Metter. Yeah, and they're ranked below Metter. I think they're like the number 3 team in the state. Metter is.
And So yeah, it's going to be a tough game against Lamar. I mean, we all realize that, but it's just game plan and execution. We've got talent, but we just got to execute. We didn't do that very well early in the season in some of these games, and in a lot of the games, it was we didn't play complete games, and we started playing complete games. Starting with that McIntosh game was really the first complete game we played. And even though we lost it in overtime, we still worked hard the whole game. So we just got to keep doing that to have a chance. But I mean, Lamar's good, so I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh yeah, we got him," but I'm not writing this off. And everybody, please keep picking against Turd County because.
Well,
that seems to work for a lot of people. So,
but yeah, I'm not going to stay on here long. As you see, I can't say, and then I'm getting up in the morning, going watch Landmark's volleyball team. They're in the Final Four. So I'm going to go watch them in the morning.
How did the Herd softball team do? Weren't they in the Final Four?
We one win away tomorrow. If we win, we're three-peat softball. Even if we lose, they got to beat us twice because we haven't lost. So it's a double elimination. So yeah, they're advanced to the championship game tomorrow. So it's a good group of girls, and they'll probably be pretty darn good next year too. So
yeah, you got to make sure you save that voice up for next Friday, man. You might need it.
Yeah, I definitely got to figure out where I put it and bind it.
I appreciate you stopping by, Charles.
Hey, man, anytime. Y'all have a great night. Good to see you.
Thanks, man.
All right,
you too, rest up.
Yeah, man. Charles is fun. I sat with Charles last year at the Dade County game, man. He's fun. He brings horns, and
I knew he had air horns. I knew he had to have air horns.
Yeah, he's fun. Him and his wife, man, have a good time. They have all kind of stuff there to cheer, and they travel around, watch Herd playoffs, away games everywhere, man. Great fan. People in Herd County are.
I got something that just come across my Twitter, and I have no idea what teams this is, what area. I just want to show y'all, and I just want to see what you think about it. It says high school football, but
oh yeah, I saw that earlier today. Yeah, the official. Watch the officials.
Go watch this. I don't understand this at all. All right.
Watch white hat. Watch white hat.
What are you doing? What the heck?
That has to be a joke, right?
Please fire this guy. The guy, Santa Claus in the white hat, he needs to be gone.
That's got to be a joke.
It has to be a joke because that was terrible.
Because he would have got beat up probably.
I'm just saying that was awful. It's got 4.4 million views, and we just gave it a few more from our viewers.
How bad does Mall Santa Claus have it that he has to fix high school games?
Oh boy!
How was that? How was that Heritage to Norville game?
It was real good, man. I was telling Benton earlier I had to leave early in the fourth. It was 35-21. Heritage was winning, and final score ended up being 35-34, man. So I missed all the good parts, but great campus up there. The facilities are awesome. Place was packed out. The hamburgers were good.
Hey, that's a plus.
Yeah, but
where you going to be next week?
Probably at the hospital. The way it's looking right now. I got my fingers crossed, but if not,
Darlington is just right around the corner. All you got to do is take lunch break.
Yeah, but if not, that's where I'm going to be.
I got you.
That's my plan.
I got you. All righty.
Sure, we'll have a good crowd for senior night next week against Wesleyan.
You guys are playing well, man. I got a feeling you might pull off the upset.
You never know, but hey, we're in the playoffs, and that's all. That's what matters right now.
Yeah, I was hoping Tim would pop in here with us, man, and tell us about Fannin County Rockmart because
Yeah.
I mean the whole Rockmart to 21 points. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. I might have to go back on Fannin Rebel TV. Watch that tomorrow morning.
Well, all right, man. I guess I'll run through these scores one more time for everybody. A lot of
Sounds good.
scores, a lot of breath. Let me take a deep breath here before I do it. Haralson County 45-7 over Murray. Haralson County playing for a playoff spot next Friday night. Adair's 14-7 over Bremen. Ringgold 49-7 over LFO. Coahulla Creek 28-3 over Lafayette. Gordon Lee 49-13 over Ridgeland. Pickens 48-28 over White County, clinches a playoff spot. Dawson wins the region 38-10 over Lumpkin. Cedartown, region winners 48-14 over Southeast Whitfield. Heritage 35, Sonoraville 34. Central came back and beat Northwest Whitfield 35-17. Calhoun 30, Cass 16. Cartersville 49, Dalton 14. Hiram 52, Woodland 41. Maynard Jackson 34, Villa Rica 23. Langston Hughes 68-14 over South Paulding. Paulding County
state champs.
Paulding County 14, Alexander 7. Paulding County clinches a second playoff spot in 14 years. Rome 30-0 over Creekview, Paulding County's first round playoff opponent. Carrollton 52-7 over Campbell, finished the season 10-0. North Paulding clinches a playoff spot with a 26-10 win over Hillgrove. Got about 10 seconds here to catch my breath before they roll back around. Heard County 28-14 over Temple. They'll play Lamar County next week for the region championship. Trine 41-0. They'll be at Darlington next Friday for a region championship. Pepperell clinches a 3 spot with a 20-7 win over Dade. Upset team of the night, Chattooga 33, Coosa 12. Mount Zion plays for a region championship next week, 33-10 over Christian Heritage. Rockmart 21-7 over Fannin. Motto 56-13 over Gordon Central. And that are your scores for week 11.
Yes, sir.
Huge night coming up next Friday night, man. A lot of championships last week of the season.
All righty.
All right, and we'll see you guys this week for our Pick'em show. Thanks, RJ, for stopping by. Good luck to Pickens County the rest of the way.
Yes, sir.
And Ben, you'll be at Darlington next Friday night?
That's where I'm planning on going. Yes, sir.
And Chris, he isn't here tonight, but he will be at the 7AA Region Championship next Friday night. We forgot to mention that one. They still have to play Rockmart North Murray. Whoever wins that one is your region champ.
I'll see if I got any blue in my closet. I might go wear blue next week. Mostly just red and black stuff.
All right, guys. We'll see y'all next week.
We'll see it.